let's create this fantasy health potion scene and look at some of the cool features of Blender 5.2. And if you just started Blender and you need some help with the tutorials, also check out my free starter course. The link is in the description. You just sign up on my website. It's 100% free, takes 1 to 2 hours to complete, and then you will have so much easier time going forward. And with the new Blender scene open, let's just select the light and the cube here, press X delete, and I'll start with the shape of our potion. So let's press Shift A and let's create a cylinder. Now let's tab into the edit mode and let's press S, then Shift Z to scale it down a little bit like this. So we lock the Z-axis out and do something like that. Now let's also make this a little bit smaller. Let's look from the front by pressing 1 on the numpad and now press S to scale it down, and I'm looking around like 10 to 20 centimeters, just like this. You can see these squares right here, and if you tab out and press N for the side panel, you can see the size right here on the Z-axis. And also to note, I scaled it in the edit mode, so the scale is 1. This is really important to maintain. Now let's zoom in a little bit and let's tab into the edit mode, alt click the bottom loop, and let's press Ctrl B to bevel, and let's increase number of cuts to something more smooth, and let's press C so we don't overlap this and it's nicely clamped at the bottom. And finally here, let's select everything at the top, press X and delete faces, press Ctrl R to create a loop right here, and one more here where we can scale this down. Finally alt click this, make it a little bit larger. Okay, this looks fine. So before we do anything else, let's look from the front and let's prepare some of the other geometry. So this is the vial right here. Now we'll need the liquid, so we'll just reuse some of the geometry. Let me collapse the side panel and enable X-ray view and just select everything here, press Shift D to duplicate and just right click to release it and press P and separate the selection. That will separate it into a new object. So let's tab out, let's call this liquid, and finally let's create a cork. So we can just reuse some of the geometry here. So tab into the edit mode, alt click this, press Shift D and S to make it smaller, and now press P and enter to separate this as well. Let's select this edge, tab in, and let's look from the front. We can just select all, press G then Z and move it down here. Let's make it smaller, press F to fill and E to extrude, and let's scale it up a little bit like this. And finally we can push this up so we can make this angle a little bit sharper here, like something like this, and maybe push the whole thing up a tiny bit. Okay, now let's tab out and let's select the liquid here. We can call this the cork. Now with the liquid I want to close this up, so tab into the edit mode, select this, make it a little bit lower, so G then Z, and press F to fill, and let's press Ctrl B to bevel, and let's create a bevel like this, and we can reduce the number of cuts with the mouse wheel to something like this. And just so it's better shaded, let's press Ctrl R and increase number of cuts to create some more geometry there. And you can now tab out and let's add some subdivision. I think one level will be fine. Right click, shade is smooth, and now select this one here, and let's tab into the edit mode. Let's create a few more cuts here as well, and finally one more near the top. And now let's add a solidify, and we'll need to go outside here, just like this. And now let's add that subdivision surface again, right click and shade smooth, and finally select this one, add some bevel so we have some supporting loops, increase number of segments, and let's reduce the amount, something really small like 0.002, and add that subdivision and shade smooth. Now if we toggle the X-ray back, this is basically what we have here. Now we can make this a little bit larger so it better touches the sides there. Finally let's select everything, hold Shift, select the vial, press Ctrl P and parent so we can move this as one object. And let's look from the front, press G then Z and move it up here. And let's press Shift A and add a plane that will serve as a background for us. And finally, one more thing, I want to reuse some of this geometry to create the label. So let's select the vial, tab into the edit mode, let's toggle X-ray again, let's look from the side here, and we'll just select a few of these faces like that. You can see it goes to the other side because we are in the X-ray. And now let's just press Shift D to duplicate, right click to release, P and separate. And now if you tab out, let's just select this, let's call this label, and I will remove the solidify of course here. Tab into the edit mode, select all and press Alt S to make this larger, so it wraps around like this. Looks okay. And now I will use the shrink wrap modifier. So let's tab out, let's toggle the X-ray, and let's go ahead and add the shrink wrap modifier. It's in the deform category right here. And let's just pick the vial, and we need to set some offset, something really small. So 0.001 should be enough. Maybe it's even too large, so 0.1. Okay, just a little bit of that offset. And finally, if this radius looks too sharp, we can add few supporting loops with Ctrl R right here in the edit mode. If you're busy and you want to learn as quickly as possible with steady progression, also check out my other courses where you will learn everything from simple low poly design all the way to full character illustration, textured environments, and with the latest one, full car modeling and animation. So if you're interested, please check out the link in the description. And let's now take care of the materials. So let's expand this and let's use the UV editor. And finally, let's make this larger and let's switch this to shader editor. And in the render settings, let's switch to cycles. I'll enable GPU and denoising and switch my render denoising to GPU and reduce the samples. Now, if you preview this, this will be too dark. So let's press Shift A and let's add an area light, press G then Z and move it up here. We can make it a little bit smaller and let's push this higher and let's reduce the strength. This will be like a main fill light. That will be enough for now. And now let's select the vial, and in the materials let's create a new one. Let's call this glass, and let's just increase the transmission all the way to 1, and let's make this a little bit brighter here, and let's reduce the roughness. Of course, the roughness is never uniform like this, and if you want to make this look a little bit better, here in the shader editor, just press Shift A, search for noise, and you can hold Ctrl Shift and click this to preview. If you have the Node Wrangler add-on active, you just go to Preferences and search for Wrangler in the add-ons and activate it by clicking the checkbox. And right here, this is a little bit too stretched, so we can press Ctrl T. Again, this will work only if you have the Wrangler on, and switch this to object mapping, just like that. And finally, we can play with the scale. And we can press Shift A and search for ramp, add the color ramp, and compress this a little bit to make nice smudges. And we can of course increase the detail so it looks like this. Finally, let's flip this. I want this part to be dark because that will be glossy, and this should be just a tiny bit brighter to give this a little bit more roughness. And if you now plug this to the roughness and here to the surface, let's unplug the metallic. It's not visible right now, and there is some artifacts here, but that's because the liquid object right here in the vial is the same size. So we can tab into the edit mode. Let's toggle the X-ray so we can see what's happening there, and we can press Alt S and just a tiny bit make it smaller so it doesn't overlap there. Now, if you select this and look from the bottom where there's some reflection, you can now adjust the roughness. You can see how there will be a little bit of that rough surface here and there, and that's exactly what will give, you know, the glass a little bit of character. And now let's select this part right here and let's just give this some color for now. We can leave it like this, and let's select the liquid here and let's give it a glass material and duplicate it here. Let's call this liquid, and here we can just remove all of this setup and leave the roughness at 0, but let's change the IOR to 133, and finally let's change the color to something red or whatever color you want to pick. And now let's select the label, and we can take advantage of some of the new asset libraries in Blender. If you go here and switch this to asset browser for a second, and here you can pick the essentials, which are libraries that come shipped with Blender currently. They're not downloaded yet. So if you, for example, check the materials, you can see some of them have this cloud icon. That means that you can download them and use them. And there's a super cool paper texture that you can just drag and drop here. It's not very visible here. And there's another issue. You cannot do anything here, you know, adjust the roughness or anything. But if you go here, you can see there's this library icon. So you need to click that, so you unpack this and detach it from the asset library. And now if you select the paper node, you can tab in and then you will see the true setup of the texture. But again, as you can see, you cannot do anything. But if you now tab out and select that group, here on the side, if you don't have it here, hit N, you can see there's another icon like this, so you can click it, and now if you go inside, you can change whatever you want here. This of course wasn't really necessary, but I wanted to show you how you can work with some of these materials. And there's one new important setting here in the principal shader in Blender 5.2, and that's the thin wall. If you uncheck it, you will see this behaves normally. Let's actually uncheck the scene lights and scene world for a second, so it's a little bit brighter. You can see this is the material, and if you tab out now, you can adjust the wrinkles and the bumpiness of it, and of course the roughness, which is really cool. And finally some color. So let's make it brighter, and I think the bumpiness doesn't need to be so strong. And finally, if you tab in, let's keep this enabled because it will be really important. Now I will show you the difference. If you now press Shift A and add a light, let's add a point light, press G then Z and move it towards the middle of the vial. Let's now enable scene lights and world back. You'll see this is what you get. You get this nicely lit liquid inside, which is exactly what I want to do. So I will hold Shift and select the vial, press Ctrl P and parent. And now of course the roughness is visible a little bit better. So let's maybe reduce it a tiny bit, like this. And also let's make the vial a little bit darker, so it's not so transparent, like this. And finally you can see what the thin wall does with the light behind. If I go back here and disable this is basically a solid object, and now with the thin wall it has its like natural translucency without ever touching the transmission here. So very cool feature, I really like this, and I will definitely play with this a little bit more. There are already tons of great examples out there. And now we can add some HDRI. So we have the world section here in the essentials, and we can, for example, choose the forest and just drop it into the scene to have some nice lighting. Of course, this is a little bit too strong, so in the shader editor, let's switch to world. And again, we'll need to detach this from the data. And now we can do something like 0.1. So it's, you know, just a nice subtle lighting that will give us great reflections on the glass there. Finally, let's add some texture to the ground as well, because that will give us the full information how the light will actually behave, because right now this is white and there's a lot of reflected light. So you can either choose something from the materials here, something like tiles or whatever you want. I have the Polyhaven library here, and I have my favorite wooden texture already picked, and it's the rough wood right here. Looks really great, has a lot of character. And here with the Polyhaven add-on, I can fix the texture scale, so it's nicely mapped to the scale of my scene. And finally, we can better see how this will look and how the light is actually reflecting in our scene. And let's now switch this to UV editor. Select the label, tab into the edit mode, and right here I'll go back to the object, and I will attach this texture in the description. And you can then just, you know, grab it here and drop it into the scene. And first, let's just connect it here so we better see how that looks. And now tab into the edit mode and we'll unwrap this. So press U and unwrap angle based. As you can see, it doesn't fit, so we'll need to press R and 90 degrees here. And let's scale it down a little bit and scale on the Z axis. Okay, maybe we can even make it a little bit larger, so it better fits inside. And now let's just multiply this over the color. So I'll press Shift A, add a mix color node, so search for mix color, drop it here. I'll unplug this so I can choose this color right here, press Ctrl C, plug this right here and Ctrl V the color right there, and plug this back. And now I will switch the mix to multiply, and you can play with the factor if you want to make this a little bit more faded. And maybe let's go a little bit brighter like this. And finally, let's select the point light, and we can play with the color. We can give this, you know, like a scarlet color, so it works a little bit better with the theme. And we can also reduce the strength a tiny bit. But yeah, there's your potion. Finally, let's check our scene. We additionally need to parent the label, so I'll parent it to the vial and just drop it on the ground here like this. Then of course you can just right click, select hierarchy, and Alt D to duplicate the whole thing to the side like this, rotate it. But from this one I will remove the point light. Now you can see how nicely looks the paper and how different it is when you have the light there with the thin wall and when there is no light coming from behind. So let's select this again. I will select hierarchy, Alt D to duplicate and just rotate it somewhere here and maybe just create an overlap like this. Okay, let me look from the side. Okay, let's hit 0 on a numpad for a camera view. Let's select the camera, press G then Z twice to go closer. And I'll press N, enable camera to view, and just use my viewport controls to position this. We can collapse the UV editor. Okay, I really like it. And finally, let's duplicate this light, press Shift D and bring it lower. Like this, let's make it smaller and just move it back here. So we create a little bit of that backlight here. And of course, let's make it much weaker. And if you don't want to render everything here, press Ctrl B and just limit the render bounds. And finally, let's switch this to compositor and enable compositing. Let's set it to always. And let's create a new compositing node. And finally, let's press Shift A and we'll add a bloom. So let's search for bloom, drop it right here. And let's play with the strength. We can do something like 5 here and adjust the threshold like this. And of course there are these cool presets here that you can use. Some of them are new. You can see they are actually in that Cloud Essentials library, so you can play around with these different nodes. I really like the aberration, which will kind of give this distortion, but I really like to go soft on this. And vignette is another one that's super useful, but again, don't go too crazy with it. Finally, let's select the camera and enable depth of field, adjust the focus distance so we actually see our objects. They're really close, so we'll need to go something like this. If you really want to see, just enable limits here, and then you can adjust the cross until it kind of crosses through the label there, something like this. And finally, in the render settings, color management, you can switch the transformation, play with the exposure and gamma to get, you know, more cinematic look. Maybe play with the curves a little bit. Okay, maybe 1.3. Oh yeah, I like this one quite a lot. So that's the quick health potion scene in Blender 5.2, and I really hope you liked it. And YouTube says a lot of you who watch are not subscribed, so please, if you want me to keep making these, hit that subscribe, it will really help me. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.